Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, earthlings, peeplings, or bots as some people allege you are. The world of make-believe by some people. Let's talk about Harry returning to the royal fold, which it's looking a little dodgy. Before that, I have a question for you all. Do any of you, or have any of you ever heard the term slaw? S-L-O-R-E. Calling someone a slaw. I'd never heard of it until very, very, very recently, and I looked it up this morning. But we'll come back to that at the end of this video. Now, Harry. Halo Trust. Landmines. I mean, the way I see things, and this may well be a longer video unless my battery gives out or my storage, in which case I'll have to do it in bits and pieces. Let's have a long chat about this. Firstly, our monarch is suffering from a very serious condition, which, as I understand it, is being managed by treatment. Nevertheless, it should not be played down. So, for anyone who has their doubts about the monarch, I would like to speak up for him, just to be balanced, because I have seen some people are very strongly against him and some are very strongly for. Number one, he revoked the lease on Frogmore Cottage. That was pretty strong. He came under a lot of criticism for that. Number two, he immediately, upon ascending the throne, announced his eldest son, the Prince of Wales, and his wife, the Princess of Wales. And then he wished Harry, Harry and Meghan, yeah, good luck, whatever. So, I mean, he has actually been very strong. Having said that, as far as I know, up to today's date, Harry and Meghan are still on the royal website. And that is a very, very misleading message. In fact, I believe to remove them from the website would actually have caused less of a kerfuffle than cancelling Frogmore Cottage lease, less of a kerfuffle than his immediate, which was, a few years back now, announcing the Prince and Princess of Wales and, good luck Harry and Meghan. Why not remove them entirely from the website? They are not working royals. Why are they there? Drives me crazy, that, because with the click of a button, that could be resolved, that could be fixed. That would gain public trust for those that are concerned that there may be a return of Harry. Now, since my last video, and I only really make videos when I've got something to say. I don't want to just make videos for the sake of it. It would appear to me, well, I mean, I haven't changed my mind about who may or may not have leaked that PR meeting. I did see some of you in the comments saying that somebody else had suggested, allegedly, that it was involving tying up of loose ends and finances. Well, I personally don't find that very convincing. And quite a few of you had really astutely commented and said that you didn't believe that either. Because if I'm going to tie up loose finances with someone, or any of you guys are going to tie up loose finances, would you ring up your PR people to do it? Or would it be your accountant? Would it be your lawyer? Would it be creditors who are owed money? Would it be, why would I, or anyone else for that matter, hire public relations spin doctors to discuss, and on a balcony, private members club or not, if it's a sensitive issue, surely to goodness that kind of thing can be discussed either by email securely or on a Zoom call securely, or and why would a PR agent from Los Angeles have to fly over? So no, I'm not buying that one. I'm just not. This is just what I think personally. I mean, I welcome all of your theories and opinions, and as you all know, I do not delete comments. Whether they're for or against, I don't delete comments. And when I put a love next to one of your comments, it means I've read it. I mean, I love that you all comment, whatever your opinions may be. That is free speech. as long as the comments are not defamatory or, you know, threatening or bullying, which I never actually see. I've never seen any of you behave like that. So I just don't find that convincing. Those 3 people that were sitting there in that private members club were all public relations people. Therefore, I believe that the meeting was regarding public relations. Why would I think otherwise? Why would you think otherwise? If it was 3 lawyers sitting together, say the King's lawyer, Harry's lawyer, Meghan's lawyer, then I think it wouldn't be an unreasonable conclusion for all of us to draw, there's some sort of legal negotiation going on, or legal argument, or legal issue, because they were 3 lawyers. If they were 3 accountants, the King's accountant, Harry's accountant, Meghan's accountant, I don't think it would be an unreasonable conclusion for all of us to draw, well, this could be to do with finances. I mean, they're all accountants. What do accountants do? They've usually got a calculator in their back pocket. But they were 3 public relations people. I also just don't believe, personally, that it was Meghan or Harry who leaked that meeting. They've been crawling on their bellies and scratching at the palace door for attention to try and get the King's ear. Didn't she write and ask for a private audience with the King? Didn't Harry say, my father won't take my phone calls because of the security stuff, but I would love a reconciliation? Now, although they're a couple of blabbermouths, why would they shoot themselves in the foot by releasing information before a deal is even done? Let's say it's a tentative meeting between public relations people. And there were no public relations people there representing the Prince or Princess of Wales or anybody else. Let's not forget that. Let's deal with facts as we know them. They were 3 public relations people, 1 for the King and 2 for Harry. You could kind of include Meghan in it. Now, whether Meghan and Harry are together or they're going to get divorced or they're in love, it just wouldn't be in her interest, if she wants to get any kind of a settlement, to blow it all out of the water before any kind of a deal has been sealed. Let's take, for example, how she wormed her way in to the royal family in the first place. The woman was incredibly sneaky, incredibly strategic. She didn't go giving big interviews that the deal was signed and sealed before it was signed and sealed. Yes, there was the Vogue magazine, I'm just wild about Harry, but I believe that was to strategically link her name publicly with his, so that she, in the mind of the press and the public, became the official girlfriend and forced his hand, so to speak. Now, I don't think she's particularly bright, but I don't think she's an absolute, utter cretin either. And I just, although it looks from the outside, because they leak so much stuff, on the first instance it may look as if they leaked it. I have to ask myself, why? Why would they leak that? Why would they shoot themselves in the foot over that? They finally got back in with the royal family. I would imagine they'd keep their beaks well and truly firmly shut. I mean, there are things Harry and Meghan keep their beaks shut about, like the Sussex squad. Have they been paid? Haven't they been paid? What's the connection with Christopher Boozy, Omid Scobie, Ellie Hall, etc., etc.? So there are subjects that Harry and Meghan are very good at keeping their beaks shut about. Where the money goes from Archwell, for example, that's another one they're very good at keeping their beaks shut. So they're not just blabbermouths. The timing of the fact that the story was released at the same time as the Wales family were attending Wimbledon, yes, it is a fact that Meghan has released stories in order to try and trump members of the royal family. But it is not inconceivable to me that that was quite the other way around. That the Wales family looked particularly magnificent on public display at Wimbledon on the same day that that story broke about the PR people. And there's the Wales, and of course people looking at the PR story thinking, why wasn't there a PR representative of the Prince of Wales? Well, clearly he's not involved in this. Also, I mean, I've been following to see when Catherine, I'm really sorry about the wind, guys. I'll just wait a minute till it. I've been following the Wimbledon, what days will the Princess of Wales attend? And as we all know, she has health issues and she's taking her time to come back to work. So I'm not sure it was written in stone that they would definitely all be there as a family on the Sunday, or at all, any of them. So I don't see how Meghan herself, seeing as I don't believe she's made privy to the Princess of Wales' private movements, how would she have known that the Princess of Wales was going to be there, that the Prince of Wales was going to be there with their children? So I find it highly implausible. I equally find it highly implausible that it was the King's side that leaked it. That Tobin looked horrified. We covered this before. I mean, it can only ever be theorising, because I do see some people in the media, on the internet, say, oh yeah, I know what that was all about. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. That was about that, that and that. Yes, done deal. And I think, well, how would you know that? How do you know that? Did the King phone you up? Did Tobin phone you up and tell you that? I don't know. I suppose that's where the word allegedly comes into it all the time. Now, Harry's off with the Halo Trust. And I've actually been chatting. I chat every day pretty much with Sue. Sue Smith has a video coming up tomorrow where she's doing a deep dive into this. So I've got to give her credit, because we've been discussing this and I didn't know some of this. So I'm only going to reveal a little bit. And if you want to hear her deep dive, go check out Sue Smith and her video tomorrow. As everybody knows, Harry is in Angola, and apparently he attended the British Embassy with a load of other charities. And on the Halo website, it says that, you know, he was invited officially, I suppose representing Halo. But that does give confusion as to, is Harry now officially representing the British monarchy in some way, that he was hosted or welcomed or allowed in to an event by the British Embassy in Angola? Well, I think you'll find Sue's going to do a very deep dive. But that accompanied, whether he is making mischief and his PR people are, you know, he snuck in the back door, he blagged an invitation, or Halo just felt embarrassed. They couldn't just not say no. So he goes into the British Embassy, and then Halo have put this on their website. It could give a lot of people the impression he's back in the fold. That, accompanied with the fact that he has never been removed from the website, adds to complete and utter confusion as to whether he's back in the royal fold. Now, and Sue found out a few other things, which I won't repeat because I'm not going to steal her thunder. Her research, her hard work. Now, I'm just going to talk about me, what I think about this whole situation, and my spidey senses. Let's call it that. So anyone out there who is a die-hard King Charles follower, just bear in mind, this is how I'm thinking, and everybody is entitled to examine and question the British monarchy and how it's being operated. Every British subject is entitled to examine it. Every Commonwealth citizen of the realms, and also members, are allowed to examine it. So I'm just looking at this situation and thinking, from where I'm sitting, the fact he hasn't taken Meghan to Angola, when normally she'd be right there, dangerous country or not, Jamaica, Colombia, what was the other one? I know all you guys will be saying it in the comments and I can't think. There was another one, wasn't there? It was Colombia, Jamaica. Do you know, they're so boring. I can't remember what the third one was, but it is a fact that they go to dangerous countries all the time. And he says, you know, well, I can't bring Meghan, it's too dangerous. I suppose include the UK in that list. But to me, that seems a little odd that he hasn't taken her. It comes across to me that they are completely separated. You know, it's actually, they're in talks. for Harry's people and the King's people to be visibly seen, photographed and confirmed at a private members club having some sort of a discussion. And also, I did watch Lady C. I love her input on these matters because she has so much more knowledgeable. So, I mean, I'm just an idiot, bod, talking about this. But she made the point that this is not an unusual thing when there's a new PR team. Well, I agree. But the thing is, Harry and Meghan have had so many new PR teams and this has never happened before, you know, the pap shots. This, to me, appears to have more substance, more weight. And I think with Lady C, she's reluctant to say until she knows more. And from watching and listening to her video very, very carefully, because the way she words things is very important. She was basically saying at this stage, she finds this unlikely, that unlikely, however, that may be the case or that may be the case. So, you know, she's keeping her mind open and wondering if it could have been a treble bluff and all that. And I'm sure there's a lot of complications that go on within the palace and all of the PR people, all of them, all the time. So, and none of us really know, you know, we're all second guessing, but that's, for three public relations people to be photographed, it has been in the press, everybody has seen it. That's basically, the public have every right to comment. Especially if Windsor is going to be brought back into the fold, because ultimately he said to his father, I'm sick of her, get rid of her, Dad. Get rid of her, Dad. Come back, all is forgiven. She's destroyed everything. She's destroyed Invictus. She's left a big shitty stain down the middle of it. She destroyed Centre Barley by being bloody rude to Dr. Sophie. She's destroyed everything that's personal, that's mine. She's cut me off from my friends. I can now see it. She even confiscated my PlayStation because I was a naughty boy. You know, she is not going to fuck Halo up for me. This is mine. Dad, help me. Help me break away from this narcissistic relationship. That is a possibility. Now, where that's one thing. That's family, and of course the King has an illness, and of course it's not for me to judge how he wants to handle things in his life and manage his illness as a private individual. And of course the King is a private individual as well as monarch. However, where it comes to affect the monarchy, which would include the website, it includes that. Harry and Meghan are still on the website. Well, they were before I started filming this. Maybe they'll be removed by the time this goes up, I don't know. As you all know, my feelings on it. By all means, bang him in a little cottage. Shut him up. Give him whatever he wants to shove up his nose. But balcony, no. Website, no. Attending embassies, whether snuck in the back door or not, for members of the public, there must be clarity. Because at the moment, nobody knows what's going on. But it just appears to me that this may be the official, you know, I'm skint, I'm broke, I want to go back. I've had 5 years of paying my own bills, discovering the house has terrible plumbing, which he said himself, that my wife is henpecking me, that the grass was not apparently greener on the other side of the palace wall, that I would really rather like to come back and just have some peace and bloody quiet. That is one thing. And that's where I think we're up to on this whole saga. And the thing with the royal family is it's pretty rare that they make a big, big statement and announcement. I'll just wait for that to go. It's very rare for them to make a huge... I mean, they do make announcements, but it's quite rare. In my experience, having watched them for years, these things, especially with public... Right, the wind is thwarting me. Those lovely guys over there are thwarting me. Oh, that breeze is awesome. I've forgotten what I was saying. Oh my God. have completely. It's gone out of my head. Well, I mean, that's what I think. I think that Harry's had enough. He's gone back to dad. And oh, that's right. With the royal family and PR, it tends to be a very gradual process. It's little bit by little bit testing the water of the public. And this is where all you guys come in. I mean, I don't think I've seen anybody who really wants Harry to come back in an official capacity. Then, I mean, let your thoughts be known. The website, for one, they should be removed. They should have been removed years ago. If they're listed as working royals on the website, which actually they are, then they never left as working royals, did they? There's been puff piece after puff piece after puff piece. They're doing loads of development here. It's wonderful, actually. That over there is going to be a new supermarket. Where was that when I needed it all these years? But better late than never, I suppose. I've no idea what they're doing. They seem to be driving poles into the ground. My daughter came over for a flying visit over the last 48 hours. She went back last night. It was lovely to see her. I think she came to see the cat, actually, more than me. But we had a lovely time, and we all went out to dinner, Benji and his girlfriend, and we went to the beach and stuff. It was really nice. Oh, I can't believe, I mean, these guys have actually been quite quiet this morning, and I think they've got binoculars, and they knew I was filming something, and they thought, right, come on lads, this is the moment, let's do it. So I hope you can hear me over all of this, but basically, I mean, I feel sorry for him having to do that. There's actually 3 of them, they're taking it in turns. This heat is intense, and they're in high vis and helmets, bless them, and they're having to do that. No wonder they have siesta. I wonder what time it is. No idea what time it is, but there'll be... Perhaps I'll stop recording and start again. Let's get back to the word slaw. The meaning of the word slaw. While I'm waiting for these guys to finish this. Somebody called me a slaw, a drunken slaw. So I looked it up, and the definition of it is actually a combination of the 2 words slut and whore, meaning promiscuous, someone who has sex with lots of people, lots of times, all over the place. Well, I can't believe I'm having to say this, but I haven't actually had sex with anybody in years, not even Graham. He was ill. And before he was diagnosed, he didn't feel too good. Oh my God. Every time I stop talking, they stop making a noise, don't they? Oh yes, so this person, because I mean, I've told you, I'm a big one for evidence. This person called me they called me a drunken criminal slaw and drunken slaw.
This drunken, rancid slaw.
And it would appear, over the last I think it's been 3 days since I've done a video, because a lot of you say ignore. Excellent advice. But when you're on YouTube, when you ignore, there are people out there who are silly enough to believe trolls and what they say. And they walk away. Well, good riddance, I say. If they're silly enough and stupid enough to believe that I have done anything, the only time I say things about creators is when they come at me. And they went after my kids and accused them of having bot farms and sending death threats to them and their child.
Go ahead. is that I am so angry that this disgusting, dirty, herpy-faced bitch keeps talking about me when she should really be focused on going and cleaning her dirty fucking feet and her nails because they're crapped up with grime. No one is chasing after her. No one cares about her. She does this to get people to feel sorry for her. Bitch, you were just saying that you are a criminal. You're a mastermind. You get to evade people and you're a strong... When the fuck are you a victim? Like, oh, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. Go have some water, take a fucking nap for a bit and straighten out, okay? That's what I have to say to her. The fact that she keeps talking about me, keeps saying, Meghan's mole is after me and my family. I don't know about you and your family, but I sure as fuck do know that you and your kids who were playing video games all the time, because I know that her son was into computer games and some shit. When I accused Duchess Drop Bear of being of ripping off Wally and scamming her of the money, you know what happened to me? All of a sudden, I started getting baited with tons of bot accounts telling me that I should go kill myself.
Oh my God.
Was happening at the same time every single day. Messages that I should go kill myself, my child is gonna die, things like that. And how did I back it to them and connect the dots? Because her own sons would play online video games, like shooting games, call it like whatever it was. And these were all Pakistani bot accounts that would swarm me at every single time on YouTube into my comment accounts. Fiona stirs the pot behind the scenes, and then she likes to come out and claim, oh, I'm a victim, you're coming after my family, when she does exactly that.
Now, neither of my children have ever trolled anybody, let alone any YouTube creator in the Megxit community. They couldn't give a toss about Meghan Markle. They really couldn't care less. I have never trolled. I have never sent death threats, and I do not go after other people's kids. Oh my God, this is unbelievable. The thing is, where else can I go to make the video? It's so hot, I'd have to go out. I wouldn't have no sunshade. But bless them, it's progress, isn't it? So yeah, I mean, I know that the majority of you guys, you stop and you ask for evidence and you know and you see what's going on, but there are others out there who just believe some bullshit. It's actually not the first time I've been called a whore, which actually a slaw is worse than a whore. There's another content creator who calls me a cock-sucking, gold-digging whore. Nice, charming. I'm going to finish the video now because, you know, oh, actually they're rinsing it down, so it's obviously very hot. God, I hope that didn't go right through your ears as well. I'm going to finish that note, and I will be doing a live with a tarot lady, fabulous tarot lady, on Graham's channel. And the reason is because Graham thought very, very highly of Annabelle. He was very fond of Annabelle. And I think it's appropriate that we could do a Harry and Meghan Q&A. She doesn't actually like talking about Harry and Meghan, but I know she will answer your questions, and I will bill that as and when we organise a special time where Annabelle can come up. And the way she does, I'm not dissing any other tarots, all the other tarot channels are fabulous. It's just that Graham and Annabelle were particularly friends. So on that note, I'm going to say thank you all very much for listening to my special guests, the builders. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and may your God go with you.